Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope all is well with you and yours. What's good, what's good, what's good? Whew. Yeah, a little bit of a late start today. I was actually at my desk and just lost track of time. So sorry about that. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. There you go. Now, what do we have in the news today? Yeah, I still sound horrible, but it'll get better. South Korea lifts the 8-year crypto ban. That's huge, allowing corporations and NGOs to actually sell digital assets under strict rules, though, but they can do it. The world is changing. That's all I can say is the world is changing. And we've got to be ready for more change. Like literally just straight up, just more change. Why? Laws are coming around. People are coming around to, hey, this crypto thing is not going to go away. It's sort of like Pandora's box, right? You have AI, you've got crypto, you have just a whole bunch of technology out there that's going on that you cannot ignore. So you can either work with it or it will work without you. That's honestly how I feel about it. And then you have New York City mayor. He likes to call himself the crypto mayor, but yeah, nah. He's looking to try to stop New York State from using the bit license, right? And he says removing it will actually boost. That's right, I'm putting my lotion on. It happens. Late start, told you that. Don't get mad at me. So Lamar Williams, what's good? It is a great morning, and it is a great morning for sure. I woke up. That's what makes it great. I'm on the right side of the dirt, or at least where I'm supposed to be at this moment, right? So he feels that if New York was to remove the bit license, New York would boom in terms of crypto. Honestly, I've got to agree with that. New York is a little bit too strict on things. I mean, if an exchange has a coin, I'm trying to understand why New York State would not allow us access to that coin. That exchange has to jump through a lot of hoops with a lot of places, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. I'm glad you're still in the green. Just be careful, please. Just be careful when you leverage. Then you've got Banco Industrial in Guatemala is partnering with SukuPay to enable 99-cent cross-border remittances via blockchain, while the WEF launches a twin foundation pilot in Kenya to digitize trade documents. I'm telling you, people sit there and they kind of go, why are you telling me about Guatemala and Kenya? I'm telling you about Guatemala and Kenya because when we talk about underdeveloped countries that are beginning to enter into the developed age, or as they've defined it, you've got to admit to yourself that, whoa, tell you what, that's some stuff going on. That really is some stuff going on. And you need to pay attention to it because what affects one part of the world is probably going to affect another part of the world. So as other parts of the world wake up to crypto and they start buying, is that not going to affect your bag? You waking up to a crypto and then they get it thereafter, does that not affect your bag? More people involved, more people using, yeah, prices can go up. Prices can actually also go down. So yeah, something to pay attention to. And I just wish people would pay attention to that. Seems like people have a really hard time doing it. But every day we try to deliver what we need to deliver. And that's the plan. To do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Absolutely invest deliberately. Aiton Anderson. I think it will. At some point it will. At some point it has to. So the question was, do you think regulation will open up crypto access in New York? I think a more pragmatic approach to regulation will do it. Like I said, I don't think Eric Adams is wrong in this case. You're welcome. New York is very strict on certain things, and I think there needs to be an even hand across the country when it comes to crypto. I don't necessarily mean, regulation at the, over regulation at the federal level. But I do think that if an exchange has to abide by federal rules and regulations, states should kind of, look at that. I mean, we still have some pretty strict states. For a state that prides itself on the financial industry, I'm shocked by New York's actions. The whole bit license thing, I'm shocked by it. And then to have the bit license, but then they get all the way down to the coin level. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that. I'd like to have a better understanding about why they do that. But it's an issue when, if I have a New Jersey address or Connecticut address, I can do what I want. But when I have a New York address, I can't do jack. And we're supposed to be the financial capital of the world. This is why New York loses out to everybody, every place when it comes to crypto. Well, except maybe a couple of states, that are even worse than New York. But yeah, you sit there and you're kind of like, why? Oh, let me just waste more time. Let me see who greased the skids or whatever. It's a waste of time. Waste of time. New York needs to wake up, and I agree with that particular piece. El Salvador. Looks like they're going to reach a deal with the International Monetary Fund for that $1.4 billion loan, even though they kept buying Bitcoin. Yeah, it's worked out for them. Buying Bitcoin has worked out for that country. And I think it's, a bit much that the IMF would try to demand that a country not do what they believe is good for themselves. So yeah, but it looks like they're doing some kind of a plan. Then Metaplanet has issued zero interest bonds to fund Bitcoin again, right? They're looking to get to 10,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year. I think they'll do it. I really do think they'll do it. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, IBIT, sees $9.5 billion in inflows over the past 33 days. That's upward momentum over the past 33 days. Don't worry, we have more news. The U.S. court rules Trump's tariffs unconstitutional, and the market is going haywire, as in going up. I told you before, he was just using it he knew he was going to take a loss at some point. And really, he's just using it as manipulation. He's using it as manipulation so that him and his cronies can make more money. Nobody's going to be able to prove anything otherwise to me. Because they know when he's going to talk about tariffs, they know the effect of the word tariff on the market, both up and down. They know when they say it, it goes down. And they know they wait a couple of days, they can say something, and it'll go up again. You can't get any more blatant than that. I'm sorry. You're just not going to be able to prove anything otherwise to me. I can't see anything else. And I know that could be, a little bit, one-sided, but I mean, just look at the actions. So before a national holiday, you talk tariffs. And then miraculously after that, oh, I'm going to give it a pause. What? Couple that with all of the revenue streams from all of his crypto ventures. And you sit there and you kind of go, so he's selling the presidency. That's how you curry favor. You buy his coin and you get to have dinner with him. Again, can't get any more blatant than that, which is why I'm worried about my bags, because that means on a whim, the new regime can say something that will have an adverse or positive effect on my bags. It shouldn't be that every day I wake up and I go, is there any risk out there that's larger than the tariff risk? Is there any? And no, not even close. Market's also up because Nvidia went bonkers. I told you, they over-deliver. They're the new Google in that space right now. Just saying. So yeah, I'm paying attention to that. I'm also paying attention to a whole bunch of companies that are making big money, but still having layoffs. I'm also looking to see where those layoffs are happening. And are they happening here first or overseas first? If you're a U.S. company and they're happening here first and they're not happening overseas, yeah, I have a problem. Just saying, have a problem. Soul Strategies files a $1 billion prospectus to invest in Solana, in the Solana ecosystem, following a $500 million convertible note that they issued, aiming to leverage blockchains, that particular blockchain, at an $89.88 valuation. That's no joke. That's no joke. That's somebody who's like seriously behind Solana and the Solana ecosystem. To me, more than half of their ecosystem is meme coins. When those meme coins go away, or people start to realize meme coins are crap, where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? I'm telling you, I just look at things and I just kind of get my giggle on because I don't understand how people react to things. Don't mind me. I'm just looking for a wire. That's all. So yeah, I'm still stuffed. But yeah, I'm looking at all these things and I'm just saying to myself, yeah, this is cute. I look at all the news and I try to connect the dots and I try to see what's going to affect the other thing, what's going to affect that thing. I try to see if the dots, create a picture for me. That's why I do my own research. I know my entries and exits, and I absolutely invest deliberately. These are things that we must pay attention to. Must. It's not a question. It's a demand. It's a demand. Take at least 15 minutes of your day and do some investment research, whether it be auditing your credit card statements to see that your everything's fine, that you actually did those things, and also auditing to see if there's anything that you shouldn't be paying for anymore. I'm just saying. I tried to get rid of Apple Music. My kids were like, "Have you lost your mind, Dad? You got Spotify." I still listen to Apple Music. I wish I can get rid of it. It's going up over the year, $16.99 a month. I'm just like, psh, got my own music server. Vivo Power raises $121 million to build an XRP treasury and DeFi infrastructure, with Adam Trademan, former Ripple board member, actually joining its advisory board. Big things are happening. Big things. Philippine President Marcos advocates for an Asian AI Center of Excellence to boost the regional digital economy, talent, and blockchain security, aligning with Asian-backed initiatives. That's a smart move. I'm telling you, you have to pay attention to Southeast Asia. You have to pay attention to Asia, period. But you really have to pay attention to that space. They're making big moves. Again, I tell people all the time, you have what you call the top tier countries, right? Second tier, third tier, whatever. But you're starting to see all of the other countries start to bounce up in what they're doing. Right? I'm just saying, the underdeveloped nations are becoming developed, and they're moving faster. They're moving faster toward technology, blockchain and AI. So there's got to be something that we need to pay attention to. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should kind of get into the numbers. You guys didn't tell me I didn't have my logo up. Oh, you're killing me, people. You're killing me. All right, let's move on and get my notes out of the way. So like I said, market is up. Market is up healthily across the board. NASDAQ, of course, is up. Why? NVIDIA. Just saying. Pay attention. There you go. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but we blipped. That hasn't happened in a long time. It blipped a bit. So I don't know what's connected to my computer that would make it blip, but I apologize. Anywho, when I sit back, and I should have known because I got an email saying my video was ready, and it's like, yeah, it's not ready. So it'll be a two-parter again. Sorry about that. Except on YouTube, it should not be a two-parter. It should be one stream, even with a pause, but still one stream. Anyway, you have a lot of Fed speak, and I was telling you the other day, you should pay attention to Fed speak, because what happened? Neil Kashkari came out and he was like, listen, the market right now is wrought with uncertainty. Their word is uncertainty. And I'm like, yeah, there's uncertainty, all right. I call it chaos, but sure, you can call it uncertainty. Uncertainty because you don't know what the hell this guy's going to do. Facts. Like, I'm not trying to poke fun. I'm just facts. And so you want the Fed to react to somebody that's just doing things on a whim, no research, no nothing? Yeah, it's not what he's going to do. And he's got all his cronies around him talking about the same nonsense. I had somebody come at me the other day talking about, I should be thanking him for going out there and trying to find all that fraud in the Social Security system. And I'm like, what fraud in the Social Security system? That's state level fraud. That's not national fraud. And they still shouldn't have the right to turn off those benefits, considering that's our money we're paying in. And now we've got to we can't even pick up the phone to communicate with them. They're going to communicate only through X. So for all those people that are paying attention out there, paying attention to their bags, I hope your parents are okay, right? Because the only way that they're going to be able to get to Social Security is through X. That's a problem. Oh yeah, don't forget that X is wrought with security issues because every time you turn around, somebody's account is getting hacked. So there's that too. So we're going to have an official government entity only communicate through a non-government communication source known as X. Seriously? No phones, no email, no nothing. They're being told not to answer things. So that's scary. And I should be thankful for that. You done lost your mind. You've done lost your mind. Sorry, can't be happy about that. Cannot. So yes, there's a ton of uncertainty out there. And yeah, we have to watch our bags. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. If crypto fear and greed index is at 74, is at 71 yesterday. DeFi Llama, yeah, still doing all right. We're at $127 billion. It's kicking me off. Like I'm looking at my computer. There's nothing going on with my computer that says there's something wrong. So this is weird. This is very, very weird. Odd. But like I said, if you're doing this right now and you can see this, you're making money. You're making money on the volatility, because if Bitcoin is this volatile, all the altcoins are going to be even more volatile. And there are times that you can actually make that money. Coin market cap. Wow, that's a mighty big ad. That's an ugly ad. I can't even get rid of it right now. I just can. Right here. There you go. So looking at the big board, I'm still seeing opportunities. I'm absolutely seeing opportunities. BCH, Sol, ADA, Doge, Link, XRP, Ethereum. Are you looking at Ethereum at 2732? It's jumped a lot over the past few days. Even Uniswap's jumped a lot. Again, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. All right. Looking at the board, numbers going straight across. This is not bad. You're starting to see things move, see things move in a good way. If you invested in Ethereum over the past 30 days, you've seen an over 48% jump in your money, in your value. Wow. That's outpaced Bitcoin over 30 days and 60 days. It's outpaced Bitcoin. That's amazing. That's amazing. Actually, if you really look at it, from 60 days forward, it's outpaced Bitcoin. Just saying. This is why we do our research, so we know what's going on. I'm going to see something else. Where's Toncoin? Yeah, Toncoin's up a bit. Sui, what's going on with Sui? Sui's not up so much. But to me, I think that's a buying opportunity. Anyway, everybody, I've got to go take my medication because still stuffed. This is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor. Hit the like button. Tell your friends about this community. It's the only one that's dedicated to all of us growing our bags, learning a bit, sharing a bit, and making it all happen for each other. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, thank you for your trust. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Crypto Over.